Are we on? All right, there we go. Sonic works. For Doctor Who fans, I always carry around a sonic screwdriver with me. I've been big into Doctor Who for like the last 2.5 years. They were having all these film shoots going around in New York City, which were spectacular. But I am always pulled over security whenever flying out in airports. My name's Uncle Yo. I'm a geek-specific stand-up comedian, which means I only go to Comic-Con, I only go to Japanese anime conventions, I only go to events like these, and I try to give 40-year-old people something else to do other than... Must be from that internet thing that's going around. But I always end up bringing the sonic screwdriver. I always end up bringing a bunch of props. Every single time I go to LaGuardia now, true story, this thing gets me pulled into security. Laptop is perfectly fine. I can have a giant wooden bronze sword for my samurai costume. They see this, they pull it right out. And I was in LaGuardia maybe two and a half weeks ago, right? And the guy pulls aside the bin. Is this yours? All right, here we go. What is this? It's a toy. It's a prop. Do you know that there are wires and batteries in this? Yes, because it's a battery-powered toy. How's it work? You press a button. He presses it. It extends. Now he's got his gun on me. So this is 9 a.m. Friday morning. Guys, security guard has a gun on me. Why doesn't it light up anymore? It's extended. You have to press the red button on the handle. He says, I don't press red buttons, sir. Well, I'm clearly pressing all of yours. Do you hate Matt Smith that much? Do you miss David Tennant? So yeah, I want to go back for a little bit. So this is the Japanese Sakura Matsuri, which is Japanese for Sakura Matsuri. Welcome, everybody. This is year 31, so this is slightly older than me. You don't need to know how old. I use fax machines. I remember VHS tapes. We were there when we originally went back to the future. But I'm a geek-specific stand-up comedian. That means I'm out here to translate for the rest of you guys. What are these people walking around in the costumes and the fursuits? Congratulations. They're fans. Welcome. Welcome everybody to Sakura Matsuri. This is a good time when Brooklyn and all of the tri-state area, everybody coming in from Jersey, from Queens, from Long Island. They didn't know they named the trash sites anymore, but love you too, Doctor. We all come in dressed up as what we like, the thing that we enjoy. Because there are these spectacular moments at conventions. It's called cosplay. It's combining two words, costume and playing.
Oh my.
Is that easy? Newsflash, there's a lot more cosplay going on in America than you ever know. If you've ever done musical theater, if you've ever done a play in a costume... A lot more cosplay going on in America than people understand. The first event of cosplay was, of course, a little racy and people were running around without shirts. It was in Boston. They were throwing a bunch of teen to the river. That was technically cosplay. It wasn't politically correct, but no one's first cosplay is ever politically correct. That's always the difficulty part. You have it going on a lot in America. Take your time. I know, it's me, the guy I am. You're fun. Nice to meet you. Greetings and beatings in that order. Should approve. Who else is really big into cosplay? Mummers, of course, really big into cosplays. Another proud American tradition, drag queens, also into cosplay. Party clowns, the KKK. Yeah, the crazy Kentucky cosplay community. Who did you think I was talking about? I don't trust you anymore. Do you guys remember back when we had seasons? Seasons were this thing that happened all year round, where it would get warm like this, and then it would get a little warmer until it was hot. Then it would stay hot, and that was called the summer. And then it went down, and it got colder, and it stayed cold. That was called winter. Nowadays, it's roll a dice, flip a coin. In the Northeast right now, I went to school up in Westchester County, New York, and we would have all 6 seasons across one day, even stupid Smarch weather for the Simpsons fans. But we would also have the dry season that they get from the Sahara, and the rainy season that they get in the Amazon, all within 1 week. Sometimes in the same afternoon. I don't know. I'm just blaming global warming on that and the destruction of the Water Kingdom for the Legend of Korra. That's another thing that you'll see pretty much exclusively at the kind of conventions that I go to. The Japanese anime conventions, the comic book communities, the video game conventions. Those are the things that are on the internet, the thing that you type on, you'll catch on eventually. That's why nerds work so well with smartphones, because we've been using tricorders since the 1970s. We were ready for this. I love this thing. It has everything I need on it except like a grappling hook. That's the only thing that separates me from being James Bond. Maybe the 4S has it. I don't know. It's just something that you yell at. So as a geek, we've been doing a lot of the downloading, playing with all the new apps, and I got a bunch of apps based on my favorite characters from Star Trek: The Next Generation. There's a Commander Worf app that doesn't interact at all with the other apps at all. It's just very awkward. There's a Deanna Troi app that tells you how the person in front of you is feeling. They're feeling exposed because you are putting a camera in their face. This is helpful. What else? I also got a bunch of apps based on Full Metal Alchemist, one of my favorite animes. Those were a lot of fun. They have apps just based on Full Metal Alchemist. The scar was rather explosive. That was a lot of fun one. What else did I get one? I got the... Why are you vibrating? I didn't set that to that. So I got the... You'll be fine. If I don't see it, it's not a crime. Oh yeah, for the one person filming, now it is. He's upset that I dropped the iPhone. So let me see. There's a Riza Hawkeye app, and its job is to keep you straight and focused on your goal. So if I'm playing Plants vs. Zombies for too long, it'll shoot down that app. I'll blow it in the head. There's a Roy Mustang app, which was hot, but it melted my iPhone. There's an Envy app, which hasn't really done anything yet. I'm still waiting for it to do. There's the Maze Hughes app. I had to get rid of that. Every day it would send me pictures of new girls. Like young girls. I don't need that. I was gonna delete it, but the Envy app already deleted it. It's like, that's what it does. Okay. You can't ever make a Maze Hughes joke. Someone's crying. That's fantastic. Okay. So welcome to a Matsuri. What is a Matsuri? Matsuri is us going around, and every tree out here that you see, every flower is basically exposing all of its inner pollen and saying, look at me! I'm fertile! It's like every rave you'll ever go to at an anime convention. It's every club you'll ever go to in the basement of Manhattan. Everyone is going, hi! Alright, you're going down there now. Everything's attacking me today! This is Saturday. Is that 6-year-old back from last year? I'll crush him. But yeah, every tree out here is basically sneezing in your face with their pollen. And most people are just putting their noses right up into it. It smells nice! That's the plant's armpit. It just is really nice. It remembers deodorant. They're basically sneezing in your face. If the Starbucks girl did that, you'd probably punch her. Also because she sneezed in your face. But it's rough for me, especially always doing this show in the year, because every spring, I'm horrible with allergies. It starts pretty much right after Valentine's Day, the sniffles come in, the dry throats start coming in. So me being here at the Matsuri, this is me taking my life into my own hands. If my life were a video game, which I'm not saying it is not, this would be the boss fight. Like, me walking through the Rose Garden is the equivalent to Pinocchio flipping off a termite mound. Come at me, bro. I might as well run the Olympic torch through a firework factory. Yeah, there's this little bit, the Firefly. I'm already going into Joss Whedon. I'm not going into Joss Whedon personally. I don't know the guy. Maybe take him out to dinner a few times. It's very difficult. I have to be kid-friendly, which basically means I have to talk down to you guys, but I also have to talk high enough so the innuendos go right over your head. I personally think that you should be able to talk about anything adult matter to a child. You just have to approach it in a very mature, professional manner. You can say anything adult, but if you engage in anything adult, understand, goblins and dinosaurs will eat you. That's exactly how my mother did it. You're just having fun with that, aren't you? We found this year's special friend. Alright, my sit's becoming a sit from Animaniacs. Let's go into this. When am I going to get some new Angry Birds? They've launched it into space, which is going great. Now you know how bad the American reception... We're not getting any of that. How bad the American recession is. The Swedish birds are in space. We've cut NASA programming in half. Just to attack the pigs now? I'm waiting for new birds. I want new birds. The yellow one, the red one. I've used them 1,000 times. When can I get something like Captain Falcon? Or like Big Bird? That's a critical limit for that one. Like Chaucer over a Chocobo. Maybe like a Russell Crowe. Could I get that? Like a Captain Jack Sparrow. I'd love to launch Captain Jack Sparrow on it. Just saying, I would love to launch Johnny Depp at a giant concrete wall. Over. And over. Helena Bonham Carter's on the poster too. I'm an actress too. So, what is cosplay? It's dressing up as something that you love. It's showing your affection. The cosplay masquerade I ever got to host was maybe 12 people in attendance. It was at ZenkaiCon in Pennsylvania. We had a 9-month-old baby dressed as Naruto. Bright orange. See, this is why this is for my fans. The rest of you normals are just, oh, they're from the internet thingy. That's called the context. We'll try to frame it out. Dressed as this little ninja wearing bright orange, which to me defeats the purpose of being a ninja if you're wearing bright orange. What are you going to blend in with? Prison? So we got this little 9-month-old who just walks out on stage, just starts chewing on his own foot. His 3-year-old sister, who's dressed as one of my favorites, Sailor Jupiter from Sailor Moon. That's the reaction she got, and she couldn't be happier. So she comes up, she strikes the pose, everyone's happy, and then very clearly everyone is looking right back at her little brother. Now, I'm the middle of technically 7 and the only boy. Yeah, I know. How did I turn out sane? Yeah, it was no treat for me either. I need you on my podcast. So what does the older sister do when they see the little brother getting attention? Exactly what my sister does. She drops the pose, and I don't know how she got this, but she had a Pokeball in her hand, goes over to her brother, BAM! Strikes the pose again. That's the kind of fun you can have at these conventions. But I think so they say it's cosplay. So cosplay is dressing up, which instantly most of you are thinking, okay, that's Halloween. No. Cosplay is not really Halloween. Halloween is an excuse for people from New Jersey and Long Island to come into Manhattan and get drunk and act like jerks. We also call those weekends. Also, every major holiday. No wonder we leave on the weekends. Also, the trains don't run. Due to construction, there are no trains ever. Bend over now. Thank you. We're MTA. I end up hosting a lot of costume fashion shows. Tomorrow, we have our 3rd annual cosplay fashion show. These are amateurs. These are professionals. These are people who are really good with a hand and needle. I tried home ec class 8th grade to sew a pillow. It didn't work. Halfway down, it was sewn to my back. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. That was me trying to do a pillow. I'm not good with this. These people can actually create costumes that you'll see on a comic strip, on a web page, from a video game, live and in person. So I hope you will join us for that tomorrow evening about 5:15. But my favorite cosplay stories are always the ones that, whenever someone in costume has to go out to the rest of the world. I was at the New York Comic Con, and Sunday we were hosting 2 costume shows back-to-back. Sunday normal costume show, and then we had 55 kids under the age of 12 who were going to do their own fashion show. So they're all lined up. You basically have a ton of, well, Captain America's, Thor's, and Batman's. Because what else is an 8-year-old boy going to strive to be? I'm 20 and I'm still striving to be Batman. That is the goal. So, our older costumers go up, and we got one guy up there, spectacular Red Skull from the Captain America movie. He's up there. He actually did his own mask. Like, really professional stuff. The costume looks great. It's got the Nazi outfit. It's got the Hydra patch that he made. And what he can't see is on the other side, like 8 of the kids start moving out of line, all dressed as Captain America. There is a small battalion of super soldiers raising their shields going, "Band of Brothers, here we go!" We have been training for this moment. He doesn't see it until it's too late, because here's the worst part. There's only one set of stairs on the stage. There's nowhere for him to go. All of us, go low! He just makes a darting run for it. Thankfully, he got away. It's always the moments where someone is dressing up in costume, but then they take it a step far and they try to act in character. And some people are from very violent shows, I'm not going to lie. There are some gruesome things that you can see in a Japanese anime. That's what makes them great! But if you're going around, let's say you're going around a convention and you're dressed as Marvel's The Punisher, Frank Castle. And you start acting like Marvel's The Punisher, Frank Castle. What does he do? Shoot people. You won't be in character, you will be in prison. So be aware, think ahead maybe. I think one of my favorite moments was down in Washington, D.C. I've only heard this down the line from a friend. So, let me tell you a little bit about Washington, D.C. They have their own Matsuri. They also have a lot of great costume events. They have a lot of great anime conventions. They are also really big on security. I don't know if you know this about Washington, D.C. Security's kind of up there. They've got people they need to protect, like Michelle's arms. And Aaliyah, I guess.